In the previous video, we used the git init command to initialize working directory. Because working directory is initialized with git, it now contains the .git directory, which is the repository for working directory. The .git directory is a hidden directory. That is why the name begins with a dot. This .git directory is visible on File Explorer because I have turned on Show Hidden Items. You can see that on the View tab. If you click on Show Hide, you can see the checkbox for hidden items is checked. If I uncheck the checkbox, then the hidden item is no longer visible on File Explorer. Let's just turn that on to make hidden items visible. In this video, you will learn how to use git commands to carry out operations on files in the working directory. To demonstrate how to use git commands to carry out operations on files in working directory, I've opened git bash and used File Explorer to open working directory. I need to ensure that the working directory for git bash is the same as working directory. I'll print the current working directory for git bash so that we can confirm that it is not the same as working directory. To print the current working directory for git bash, I'll use the command pwd, which is print working directory. If I run that command, okay, so the result is this. So this is the current working directory for git bash. I need the current working directory for git bash to be the same as working directory. So I'll copy the path to working directory here and change the working directory for git bash to this working directory. So I'll use the change directory command, which is cd, to change the directory, the working directory of git bash to working directory. So I'll do cd, within double quotes, I'll paste the path here, that is this path to working directory. I'll copy that and I'll paste it here. Okay, make sure it's within double quote. If I hit enter on the keyboard, then the working directory for git bash will be working directory, which is the folder initialized with git that contains a git repository. Okay, so if I print working directory now, it has been changed to the path for working directory, and this is the folder initialized with git that contains a git repository. All I have done so far is change the working directory of git bash to be the same as the working directory folder that is initialized with git. This working directory folder includes a .git directory that is the repository for the working directory folder. Next, we will start executing git commands on this directory initialized with git. The first command we will run is the git status command. The git status command returns the status of the files in working directory. Although for now there are no files in working directory, let's just run the git status command. So it says on branch master, no commits yet, nothing to commit. Create or copy files and use git add to track them. Okay, so the next thing we should do is create a file in working directory. Although you can use File Explorer to create a text file here, I will use a command on git bash to do the same. I'll use the touch command. I'll name the file a.txt. I'll hit enter on the keyboard and this file will be created in working directory. So there is a file A, which is a text file in working directory. So let's run git status command again to find out the status of the files in working directory. I just used the up arrow on the keyboard to go through the history of commands I have entered on git bash. I did that to find the git status command, which I have used before. So I'll hit enter on the keyboard, and it now says on branch master, no commits yet, untracked file. So there's one untracked file there. So although we've created a file in working directory, Git does not keep track of this file because we are yet to add the file to the staging area. Okay, so and we can use the git add file name to include it in what will be committed. Okay, so next let's add this file to the staging area so that Git can keep track of the file. So I'll run git add file a.txt. Okay, so that file is added to the staging area. Let's run git status again, and it says git status on branch master, no commit yet. Okay, changes to be committed. Okay, so we can use git rm -- cached file name to unstage. So if you decide that you no longer want this file to be in the staging area, you can use this command. Okay, but this file a.txt is currently staged because it is in the staging area. Okay, so next, because the file is in the staging area, we can it is marked for the next commit, so we can run git commit to commit file A to the database associated with working directory. So let's run git commit, sorry. Okay, it is important to provide a message, a descriptive message for your commit. For instance, I'll use the -m flag to provide a message within double quotes, and this message reads version 1 and a nice description there. This first version is empty. Okay, so if I hit enter on the keyboard, and the first commit have been carried out. Okay, and it says one file change, 0 insertion, 0 deletion, and some other information there, and that is the message there. Okay, so if we run git status again, it now says git status on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree clean. So we've gone through the first cycle of working with Git. The next cycle will begin with editing the file that Git is keeping track of in working directory.